So I've got a very, very diverse panel over here, and as you know, we're talking about disruption, we're talking about intermediaries, we're talking about what happened over the last 2 years and what's happening today and what's going to happen going forward. Disruption in each segment comes in different forms, in different shapes and sizes. A little micro invisible bug made us all stay home for months, followed by a monkeypox, which got the West very nervous. And as this is a very outbound focused group, now you've got a disruption from the smallest things of getting visas. I mean, I've gotten so many calls that need to go. I mean, I know of kids who are getting their visa appointments after the date of joining in the US. What's also sad that there are ways to get the visas if you're willing to put your hand in your pockets. I guess that's a public secret. But let's, how do you see your lives having changed? How do you see the opportunities for you going forward? Now, each one of you is representing, you have the destination, Azerbaijan. It's on my list, I haven't been there, but I've seen such amazing pictures. You've got some hotels, and you've got some very senior professionals who've been sending people going out. So, Anil, let me start with you. I gave you the brief, so this is an ideation session. So my favorite form of ideation is brainstorm. There are no right, there are no wrong answers. Over to you.
Right. So good afternoon, friends. My personal feel is that only our credibility keeps us in the market today. When the client is looking for something special, when he feels that he needs an advice which probably the net is not giving him, or probably some sort of information or a better fare, that he comes looking for us. That is the time when we are able to add value to him and get that business. For that, I speak of majority of the agents who are still having a one-to-one connect with the customers. The world has really changed, and we feel that remuneration has been thrown out of the window. We are left to fend for ourselves. There is a minimum wage for employees, but there is no minimum remuneration for us. In our business, there is no MRP. And everybody's charging his own price, and there is an effort by airlines to charge more on the net. The sort of ammunition or the things that we had to stay in business are being taken away one by one. As soon as the information goes out that this is where the agency has an edge, we have tried. It is tried that that sort of is not within our purview any longer. But we are still surviving. We still make money, and I wish it was more on a level playing field, on a level playing platform, than the way it has to be done today. Because there is a cost to run an agency, and there is a cost to have good people. And to be able to stay above the water, you have to make money. And for that, a back-end remuneration as part of the fare that you are charging has to be there. Be it hotels, cruises, anything else, across the board, air tickets. Because the mind finds it very difficult to give service charges, especially when the thing that you're trying to sell is standardized and is available on the net. And cash is king. The availability of money has to be faster with a travel agent. The access to have money coming your way has to be faster because your payments are more or less immediate. And some of the airlines even want it before you even issue the tickets. From 3rd July, we are going to have issuing capacity equivalent to the amount of financial that we have provided to ITA, which will itself be a big challenge because there will be no scope to overtrade. And for us to make any tickets beyond our financial capacity will be very difficult. But on the other hand, if you look at things, it will give an opportunity to the standard travel agents to be back in the business because there will be no capping. and the standard travel agent will be able to issue his own tickets, and maybe some of the tickets which we are forced to still buy from outside, we might be able to do them ourselves and have a better say and a better control on our business. One of the major aspects is that the money has to come very fast to the travel agent. The cost of incurring, of accepting credit cards or accepting online payments, sending links to our customers has to come down drastically. We have to ensure that the minimum money is spent to collect cash. There are some people who don't want to give bank transfers, who want to pay on credit cards, and we should be in a position to accept those cards at a sort of discounted level or absorb the cost perhaps. So we've been working towards that. We want that, the agent should have a tool where you are able to accept money faster and in a very reasonable manner. Also, the capacity to issue tickets vis-a-vis the financials that you hold is currently, we have a weekly payment cycle. So if your X capacity is there, they hold it till the time that you actually make the payment to ITA. So which means that it is actually half of what you have actually given ITA, which is a concern. We have been taking up with ITA to perhaps give us some sort of leverage that financial can be used for a week, so that we have enough money available to issue more tickets. So the positive thing is there is enough business in the market, and the plates are full. There is a lot of demand, and with the opening up of the economy, the cruises will come on board, more hotel requests will be there, and I'm sure we will have enough money to stay afloat. And I think it is a positive time, and we see that things will get better in the times to come.
Thanks, Anil. I mean, you said business is looking good, business is coming up. I think industry needs to take a very deep look at the service charge issue, because everyone needs to do it together or no one succeeds. You use the word cruises, so I'm going to pivot to Varun. Varun, I think the cruise industry was one that was most severely impacted of all, because they just couldn't put a ship out there full of COVID passengers, and we heard of ships actually being stranded. I also hear there's a lot of comeback. So what's your take on the disruption, the partnerships going forward?
Okay, good. No, so I mean, thank you for having me here. I mean, it's a great time, because as I speak to you, I think of the nearly 450 ocean carriers that we have, I think about 95% of them are now sailing with passengers. Wow. So that's great news for all of us. From an Indian standpoint, I mean, we're obviously not immune to some of the problems all of us are facing in terms of, visas and sort of supply chains and flights, etc. But I think it's just looking all in the right direction, so that's great, right? Great news. Capacity is filling up. Cruise lines are ramping up their capacity. We're I think close to about 80%, 75, 80%, and we think by the turn of the year, definitely next year, we'll be at about not 100 but 120%, right, in our world, because we like to double up. So that's great news. I mean, great opportunities, and I guess the next big thing for us is, cruising. We already have one from home, is to get a few more from home, or the next best thing closer to home. Sometimes I think that's even better, right? Because you get a bit of both. You're getting them very close to home, and you're getting some from home. So that's great. I mean, on the disruption front, and I mean, thinking about this, and I echo, what Anil sir said. I think the last 4 or 5 years, and of course pre-COVID, have been great, right? I mean, generally they've been great for travel, and it looks like it's going to be, as good, if not better, going forward. I think customer has been king, right? But I think it's come at the cost of certain business models, right? That we haven't sort of put to play, or at the cost of our business model, if I may say so, right? And I mean, I'm going to echo what Anilji just said. I think we have to find a way where, we are dictating or we are putting forth, maybe not dictating, but we are putting forth our terms, right, to the customer, because it's our business at the end of the day, right? And I think that's where the opportunity lies. And whether you look at, segmenting the market, whether you look at varied commission plus service fee, whether we look at re-nomenclaturing, what we stand for. I mean, today, for a customer, everyone could be a travel agent, right? But we know there are layers within layers among us. For example, I'll give you an example, something I've been thinking about. If you call yourself a travel advisor, why not charge an advisory fee, right? And if you want to still be called a travel agent, then go ahead and use a commission model, right? And or find something in the middle that works. And I think even within this there are layers, because you could have travel advisors who are charging you 50,000 rupees to talk to you, right? As you would pay any other professional, right, from any other industry, and versus someone who could be charging you a lot less. But then at least we've put our best forward in giving the customer the right to choose, right? And presenting ourselves the way we want to pitch ourselves, right? So that right of refusal should sit with us and not so much with the end consumer. And I think in that we're trying to control, our business model and put forth sort of, our terms, right? Which, and we all know, I mean, they will be accommodating. We all want business, it's all there, right? But how do we just do this? And also, I think the harder part, that's the easier part. I think the harder part is trying to get everyone to do this together. So I think those are my 2 bits, just on some of the challenges and opportunities. And on the cruising front, yeah, come on, I mean, we can do a lot better. We should be doing a lot better. So yeah, we really look forward to that.
Yeah, Varun, I like the word dictate. What the hell? We deserve it. No, but I think, it all comes down to the industry thinking we're not agents, we're advisors. No one bargains with the doctors, no one bargains with the lawyers, but everyone thinks it's a birthright to bargain with their travel company. Ambassador Shiklev, you come from a country that is gaining popularity in India, and of course, I know you've invested a lot with the Indian travel trade. How do you feel, what is the role of the travel trade over here to support you in your mission to get more Indians there? And how do you feel from a competitive set point of view to come back from the disruption for the Indian consumer?
Thank you. It is an honor and privilege to be on this panel and to speak before such a distinguished tourism operators and tourism agents. Azerbaijan is translated as a land of fire. So when you sell the product, and you should know that this is now the hottest product on the tourism market of India, Azerbaijan. So when you say Azerbaijan, your clients would say, where is that? When you say the land of fire, Azerbaijan, they would say, I'm willing to go there. All right, so it is how you present the country. Now Azerbaijan is located on the shore of the Caspian Sea. And why it is hottest on the Indian market? Because of the, frankly speaking, because of the Bollywood and Tollywood industry. It came in 2018 to Azerbaijan, and in 2018, the number of Indian tourists visiting Azerbaijan doubled. 2019, again doubled, reached 65,000. And after 2 years of pandemic, the tourists of India are hungry to travel. And in Azerbaijan, they feel that, well, 1 million tourists annually from India is reachable in 3-4 years. And without you, it is not possible, of course, but with you, with your efforts, that is reachable. And this is good business for you. So during the pandemic years, in Azerbaijan, in all the other countries, in India as well, domestic tourism developed. What it means the new products. It means the regions have been made, the beautiful sceneries have been made tourism friendly. These places are waiting for Indian tourists to come. So you will be able to offer a variety of new products than before the pandemic. There was a talk about how difficult to get visa. E-visa to Azerbaijan, there are two visas, urgent and standard. Urgent visa we can apply here and get it in 3 hours, guaranteed. But 90% of people who apply for urgent visa get it in 1 hour. You get it on your mobile and you can travel. So that, and it is not costly. It is, urgent visa is $60. Standard visa is $25. So it is quite cheap relative to others. So with 1 million Indian tourists expected, we need the 5-star Indian hotels, famous hotels like Taj, like Aberoy, like ICT Moria in Azerbaijan. Why? Because that is more business for you. If Indian tourists go there and the money goes to Hyatt, they go to Hilton, they go to other branches, that is not coming to India. So it's good to have Indian hotels there. Now the MICE. When the Indian, this is a good opportunity for you to make additional money. So the MICE groups comes to the tourism agents or tourism operators, and it's like, it never is that next week we are moving. There is approximately 3-4 weeks time ahead. Now you should know that when I received information that this company is taking MICE, 350 people to Azerbaijan to have a MICE meeting, what I think about them, I think this is a miserable job. This is not a work, all right? Because they are underutilizing the opportunities. If the big company is taking 350 people to Azerbaijan and spending this much of money, let's work with the embassy of Azerbaijan to arrange for their leadership the meetings in the Ministry of Economy, to show them some special economic zone, to show the head of the port, to show some local partners, to arrange B2B meetings, all right? So one day will be MICE, one day will be the government to that company meetings, and one day would be sightseeing, and they will come back with some good ideas. This may turn into investment opportunity in Azerbaijan. It means that these people will be coming to you now and then to go to Azerbaijan. That is why I'm calling it redefined MICE. So whenever you have the idea that some big company is taking MICE group to Azerbaijan, please work with the embassy ahead of that so that we have the government meetings for them. We have to take them to some factories, to some industrial production places, and this might be additional travel sales for you. Then the Bollywood, Tollywood stars and yoga stars and other dignitaries, when they visit your offices and they are planning to go to Azerbaijan, this is, I mean, you give them the best discounts because this is additional business opportunities for you. Now, this with media and soft media the development, this is a kind of advertisement that is a gold. I will tell you one case. I'm watching on YouTube and see Sadhguru, and he, in recent 3 years, maybe 3 times he visited Azerbaijan. He's sitting in the old city of Azerbaijan, and you should know that the old city, it's like a fairy tale. You imagine the fairy tale castle, and that is our old city. He is sitting in the old city and eating pahlava, and his words are, this is the complimentary pahlava that I got, and it is the tastiest pahlava in my life. And you imagine, this person is a world known. The number of followers are limitless. Only on Twitter he has 5-6 million people. And these words out of his mouth, it is additional business for you, right? So when you see that a movie star or yoga famous guru is coming to you, this is a business. So you give them good discount, and they should be promoting the destination where you're sending them, all right? So it could be Azerbaijan, could be another country, but if it is Azerbaijan, you remember that it is the land of fire, mysterious Azerbaijan, that you should sell, all right? Yeah, thank you. This was a good occasion to introduce. You see, this is a flame towers. Why flame towers? Because in Azerbaijan used to be 3 places where the live fire is burning for centuries and centuries. Now only one, Atashkar temple till 1960s. That is an Indian temple. Till 1960s, there was a live fire, now no more. The only remaining is Yanardagh. So you go there at night, you take your groups there at night. It is magnificent. It is magnificent by all standards. The old city, as I said, it's like a fairy tale that you can imagine. The very touristic, cozy streets, a lot of visitors all over the world, Indian tourists including. Recently there was Formula 1 in Baku city, and they're calling me saying that the city looks Arabic. I said, wait a little bit, it will be looking Indian. Indian tourists are coming back. Thank you, lovely being here.
Thank you, Ambassador. Your visa was very impressive, and next time you meet our Foreign Minister Jaishankar, maybe tell him how you did it, and hopefully we'll get a little benefit of that. DJ, over to you. You've had the experience of selling global, and now you have the experience of selling across this large nation, and you've seen the trade inside out over the years. I mean, I've known you for what? I don't know, 20 plus?
20 plus years.
Yeah, we're getting old. It's good to see someone like Varun on a table like this.
I was just telling someone how old I am, because I was calculating back how many years I've been in the industry, and it's 15.
Yeah, Varun, your parents,
That's not young.
Varun, your parents have known me since I was this big, okay, and when I was in my shorts. So, DJ.
So coming to the hotel industry, obviously I don't want to touch upon too much on the challenges. I think all my industry colleagues here will understand that, and most travel industry people also know that we had our lows and now slowly we are back into our highs. And I think we will navigate that as well and end the year with a good numbers for all of our chains or brands. So I think the opportunities what we saw during this period was the entire way we approached to our business was completely different. We had no corporate travel, we had no MICE travel, so I think everybody had to reinvent what to do and how to fill those rooms and keep the hotels fire burning and see what we could do. There were some of the hotel chains closing down and all that. So we looked into a few things that we could really do. Some of the segments which really helped us was sports. Some could be the weddings, which is a big hit for almost every hotel industry, people here sitting here. The travel trade, which was the big sellout for us. Another opportunity we saw, people who were doing outbound, were only restricted to outbound, started selling domestic. People who were doing inbound were also moving to domestic, so that was a big plus for all of us. So I think everybody cashed in that opportunity as this one. So thanks to all the travel trade fraternity here, you've been supportive and we will still continue to work along that. So that's one part of the whole story, what we can see. And I think the main disruption which continues is obviously the online and the offline. So to the travel trade, my strong recommendation is, like Mr. Kalsi mentioned, we need to be engaging with the clients more often. And that happened with us as well. I think like we engaged with the B2B or the travel planners or travel advisors like you all, we went on doing enough educations we did offline education, talking about our products, reminding the frontline staff, talking what can be offered. So this is one thing I'm sure we all must be doing. But I think that the game has changed now because people are now looking at not only places where they can find a hideaway, or luxury is new the hygiene and safety. So that's the first priority for everybody. Whether my family will be safe, my family will, everything is hygiene there. And we won't get a fourth or whatever the wave that could happen in the future because nobody knows. So I think that is one part, and similarly all these education should be imparted to your consumers and kind of bring that value proposition. So Varun was saying, yes, why don't we charge? That's the way I think abroad people charge for the services. You can download itineraries, but the personal touch, I think is that what everybody gives here, right? That's what you all offer in terms of services. You have your captive clients, you have them, they also go online and they come back and tell you this is the price, be it in a hotel, be it in cruise, be it in car rental, or be any other itinerary. So I think working on that and doing that personalized, highly personalized, I would say, not just personalized, everybody we're doing personalized, but highly personalized is what will win for you all, and I think that is the way to go, the mantra in future. Intermediaries in any fashion, be it online, offline, inbound, outbound, whatever you call it. I've worked in all the spaces, so I know it very well how it works. Everybody has a space. Everybody has their own areas of specialization, and that's the way you can go forward. Those are my little bit of a...
You know, many decades ago, there used to be an online travel portal called Travelocity.
Yes.
And there was one more. I cannot remember the name.
Expedia?
No, before Expedia. There were two in the US. And everyone in America had said, travel agent is dead, the American industry is doomed, everyone will die. No one died. The US industry was very successful in moving to a fee model. And what I would encourage all the associations here, you've got two sitting here, I know IATA is there. I think you need to invest in education, and it's a long process, for our stakeholders to understand the difference between selling on product and money and selling on value. I have built my business not competing on price. There are always people cheaper than us. I give it for free, I know people who will give it a discount on free. But we need to enhance our skills, and we are culturally not very good at this. Selling on value, selling on what we bring to the table, not selling only on bed and breakfast and hotel, because people have survived and people are doing very well across the world. Bettaiah, did I get that right?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So you and Anil are very complementary associations, but also you're a professional. So what's your take on what is being said and where we're going?
Thank you, Rajeevji. Thank you, Naveenji, for giving TAI an opportunity to be present here and share with you all our thoughts on what was TAI doing during the pandemic and what TAI will do now and what will TAI be doing in the future. During the pandemic, we have all seen what we have gone through. This is not... There were other incidents where, things happened during the volcanic ashes period. People who booked online were suffering, and they approached the travel agents, tour operators, whoever it may be, travel consultants, whatever you want to call them. They approached them to reroute their ticket, help them. Airline websites, people bought tickets and they left them to, a call center where the phones went unanswered. But we still don't learn. Honestly, we still don't learn. We have been doing brainstorming in our association and also partnering with TAFI on various forums, even in APJC and etc. Airlines consider their problem as our problem. Cruise companies consider their problem as our problem. Government considers, the Ministry of Tourism, everybody considers their problem as our problem. Nobody is bothered about our problems. When is it going to change? Who's going to be the change? Who's going to make this change? As Rajeev ji rightly said, it was spoken 20 years back in the United States that we are middlemen and they want to eliminate middlemen. And they still sing the same song. Let us be very, very clear. We are no more middlemen. We are travel experts, we are travel consultants, and we are doing it professionally. No wonder we have still survived. Airlines tried to eliminate us. Various other tourism stakeholders, tourism industry tried to eliminate us. We are like cockroaches. We are never gone. But with a professional touch, we are back. And we are back with full force. And believe you me, just 2 days back you saw in the newspapers, people book online, they don't know what a transit visa is, they're offloaded, they're not even allowed to board the flight. As Naveenji rightly put it in his morning inaugural address, there were people, visionaries, program, they should all have an answer how to engage, network together and sing a new song. We have been singing the same old song. We need to change that. And it's the right time now. Point number 2, gone are those days when people said, you charge more, you are compared with online travel agents and all. I'll give an example. With your permission, Rajeev ji. I have branded myself post-COVID and even pre-COVID I used to do it as the most expensive travel agent in the block where I do business in Bangalore. If somebody has to come to me, he has to pay. If somebody calls me on a Sunday, he has to pay double. For every inquiry I charge. I'm the most expensive travel agent in Bangalore. But still, I'm surviving, I'm doing well. Why can't all of us do the same thing? Don't sell cheap. As one of our elite panelists told this in the morning session, he was doing a training program during COVID and webinars and things like that. When he did not charge, when it was free of cost, nobody attended his sessions. It's as simple as that. But if you're charging, you better give them 24-hour service. They will come back to you again and again. I have never spent in my 34 years career in my organization, I have not spent a single rupee on advertisement. My clients are my brand ambassadors. They have brought back clients to me. My corporates have not changed for 30 years. They have handheld me during COVID times. This is what I is trying to do to educate, as Mr. Rajeev said, we have to now, our focus is totally shifted after learning from all these processes. How are we going to train the membership? First, the association heads of various associations we have. I'm sorry to say in India we have not just these associations. In every state we have 10 associations. This has to change. Once all of us have this thing corrected, rectified, take people, expert people like Mr. Naveen Berry and others, there are stalwarts here, take their help, draw out a master plan, just like government used to have 5-year, tourism plan, budgeting plan, etc. You do your own homework and come out with a concrete plan on set goals and start achieving them, actioning them, achieving them. Until then, this industry, see, it's a support system. Airlines cannot live without, consumer is a consumer, but everybody is consumer. We are all a part of the system. All of us have to survive together. It has to be a level playing field. And this can happen only if we are professional with focused thing, and then no point in crying that this government did not do anything for us. They will never do it for you. You do it for yourself. Let the charity begin at home. Thank you, Ji.
Thanks, Bettaiah. I think your point on the middleman is something that we've put ourselves in that position. We need to show our value to hotels, airline, cruise companies. And also, let's face it, there are a lot more hotel chains, hotels, airlines coming up. And industry needs to show its love and affection to those who give it back, and those who don't, they're on the B list. And that's how we all run our businesses. And your comments about the association, I totally agree and endorse what you say, and I'm also going to say it took 6 of us to get together to create Faith. It was very hard, and it was the 4th time in the industry it happened. You do need to put your egos out of the door for the betterment of the industry and work together on goals that are common. Training is the biggest one. We need to scale up our manpower. Jeet, over to you, and first congratulations on your new role. It's been what, a month?
2 months actually.
Already?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. So what's your take on the conversation?
Okay, sure. First of all, Mr. Berry, thank you for having me here. And His Excellency and my co-panelists, good afternoon, and good afternoon to everybody here, our industry colleagues and friends. Interesting times. In fact, I would like to start off with some good news, because the GDS numbers for India, which is showing for the month of May, is actually surpassing 2019 numbers, so which is a great news. And in fact, when you talk about the occupancy, STR says that it's better than 2019. And as well as the revenue front, certain markets are lagging a little bit on ADRs, but it's about 95% recovery, so which is fantastic. So a couple of our hotels, I work for the Preferred Hotels. Preferred Hotels is a collection of 700 luxury hotels all over the world, and we have 25 hotels in India. And our hotels in India says that April and May has been the best ever. So when it comes from occupancies, their total revenue for the events, everything. So it's a good times. And we do a lot of outbound. Even Europe is booming right now. Traditionally from India, London, Paris, Switzerland has always been very popular. So they continue to grow, and our hotels are actually experiencing great demand. And so when it comes to, working closely, I think during the pandemic, our company did a lot of engagement activities, so we stayed connected with the agency, so we were never, out of sight, out of mind what happens. So when the business started opening up, we were the first one when people thought of us. And so we did a lot of educational seminars online, and so that really helped us to stay engaged. And again, there are interesting, our proprietary marketing offers, what we have. One is 20 by Preferred, which is for B2B agents. And then that works very well for agents who are doing B2B. And then we also have our own program, which is called the Preferred Platinum, so which is on the similar lines of Virtuosos of the world, where you get a $100 credit. So that, again, works very well for agencies, because, in India, there's no Virtuoso. And, but we have Virtuoso hotels. And then we also have our very special rates for our international hotels, which is a discount of about 35% for agents going, because what is important is, co-panelists mentioned, it is very important that you see the hotel, because then only you remember, and then you are aggressively selling that. So apart from working closely for FAMs, this is also for individual travel, this is available. Another opportunity which is available right now, which we're working very closely with a lot of tourism bodies, we heard Nepal Tourism. So we also have the Solti, which we represent in Kathmandu. There are a lot of marketing funds which are available with the tourism bodies, and as well as the airlines. And the hotels, we are working very closely to promote certain destinations. So if there's an opportunity you see for a particular market, I think this is time to encash, because there are funds available. And somebody also mentioned in the morning about influencer marketing. Again, that's working very well. In fact, as we speak, one of the biggest South Indian stars is celebrating her honeymoon in one of our hotels in Thailand. And this again could happen because we worked very closely with Thai Airways, Thailand tourism, and as well as we partnered with our hotel. So we are always open to opportunities like this. And especially in south of India, there's a big following of the film stars. So if anybody has gone and stayed, then that's it. And this we have already seen ever since those pictures gone viral. We are flooded with queries for our Bangkok hotels. So this is again a great opportunity which we can work on. And another thing, what we are seeing that there is an opportunity to promote newer destination. So we have a beautiful collection of unique hotels, and because people are tired of going back to the same big old cities, so there is a great opportunity to promote new markets. So if you want to know about new destinations, Europe, a lot of new hotels have come up in the US. I think we are happy to share those with you. And a lot of hotels are aggressively promoting their destination with added discounts, so which we'll be happy to share with you. And so this is a bit about international. And so I also, since we had this discussion about Nepal, there is an opportunity for us to acquaint or educate our travelers about the phenomenal opportunities which are available in these markets, because Kathmandu traditionally, we thought about weddings, or some of them would go for gaming. But when I visited, the unique opportunities which is available for wildlife, spiritual, nature, nightlife, Tamil area is buzzing with activity. And adventure tourism we spoke about. I think there is a lot which all our destinations have to offer. So it's very important that we are aware as advisors, and we are telling them that's how I think we can all stay relevant. I want to give you an example. We spoke about that how we can be a trusted advisor. It happened to me personally when I was traveling from Bangalore years back. And I did the mistake of, I don't know, or maybe I tried those days, I booked online my ticket. I was traveling to Zurich, no, traveling to Geneva. So it was by Air France, Bangalore, Paris to Geneva. But I had only the Swiss visa. But when I was boarding, I was told that it's a domestic flight, so you need a transit visa. So I wish I had booked through a traditional agent who would have guided me that you need to have a transit visa as well. So these are opportunities which at times online we can miss. So that's why I think the agents will always have a great role to play, not only guiding these little things. Apart from that, also there is I think it's a selling opportunity, as well as people are looking for experiences, because we get bookings for our hotels, and at the same time we get requests every night, can you suggest a different experience? I think that's where there's an opportunity which is there for us, all of us, to make more money. So we can together work on this. And we all talk about outbound. Weddings is something which all, there are a couple of popular destinations there. But there is a huge opportunity of smaller celebration. Today also, when I was speaking to some of you during lunch break, you have mentioned I have a 15 packs, 20 packs groups and all that. We have never seen so much of celebration business coming to the hotels. So it's the milestone birthdays, anniversaries, or a pent-up demand for family not having traveled together. So I think there is an unique opportunity here. And since these are families, I think that's where there's a big opportunity for the agents to work together with the hotels, because they always have a request, can I have the fourth kid in the room? And can this room be on the same floor and all that? This is something which you can't get online. So this is where an agency interface is required. So I think that these are a couple of opportunities which we can work together. And a few things from these, since we also have domestic hotels, I would like to share that COVID was an uncharted territory. We didn't know what to do, but very fast the hotels, the resort hotels recovered faster than the city hotels, we all know. But what we realized, or the hotels realized, that there are a lot of opportunities beyond the traditional rooms and banquets and catering. There are hotels. You know, business center is an area which is mostly underutilized. It's usually a very fancy one with a couple of meeting rooms and things like that. But smartly, the hotels came up and started selling that office space, plug and play office space. And so actually the hotels started thinking beyond the traditional revenue earning opportunity, which was not there because the market mix, the channel mix has completely changed. So the hotels started maximizing every square inch of the space which is available to stay relevant. And there were money which was there on the table for them to make. So again, the hotels work closely with the agencies to work on these kind of plug and play opportunities, as well as, because you are in touch with the corporates, so you exactly know what they're looking for. So you can bring these opportunities to us. So together we can make money. As well as there were a lot of, DJ mentioned about sports business, and there's another business which really worked well during pandemic times is film shoots. Because in a busy hotel, you are restricting the movement of the crew and things like that. But during COVID, where the occupancies were not too high, so the hotels were all the more flexible with giving them certain areas. So this is, again, these are a couple of opportunities I feel which has worked well, and these are a couple of emerging areas which we can see forthcoming collaboration.
Awesome. Listen, some really encouraging words from you, and it's great to see how Preferred Hotels approaches the travel community. Aston America for the longest time, and I don't know if they still have it, their tagline was, without a travel agent, you're on your own. And I had suggested that our industry needs to do some consumer marketing collectively. Why use a professional? But thanks for that. Influencer marketing is going to be interesting going forward because the government has just announced that gifts to influencers are taxable. So, how are you going to tax that lovely tray in the Maldivian villa pool? I don't know, but let's see what's going to happen. Listen, I think that was really, really interesting. There was a variety of opinions. I know I'm going to see the new Land of the Fire. That's one thing I got of this, but all my other colleagues here have known them for quite a long time. I think there's nothing but opportunity for us to make our lives better. If we sit and wait for it to happen on its own, we're going to sit and wait for the longest time. Change has to happen from us. It has to come from the ground going up. It's not top going down. I'm asking for everybody. And could we have trained ourselves more? Absolutely. But at a certain point, everyone got exhausted. But the opportunity here, gentlemen, is to catch up and not train on destinations and hotels and cruises. That's their job. Yeah. Associations need to train on how our members become better at what they do, be it value selling, be it storytelling, be it design, be it whatever it is, because that sets us apart from the rest of the industry.
You are watching Travel World Online.